Your favorite fat boys.
Man, what it's like, bitch.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. MC McD, a.k.a. the best battle rapper on the planet.
Yes, y'all. It don't stop.
They call me McD because I got the beef.
I was going to ask you what that meant. I got the beef. All right, so what episode is this?
You know, that is a very good question.
We 100?
No.
This be 100. This be our 100th video.
Yeah, it could be, our 100th video.
Yeah,
This is like episode 74.
Okay. Yay. You can cook?
What? Why? What now? Say what?
You can cook for the episode?
Why would I do that?
Why not?
When did that become a thing?
It can be a thing.
Oh.
We can make it a thing. You know, every quarter episode you cook.
Why don't you cook?
Well, I gotta cook. You want me to dirty your kitchen?
As long as you clean up the kitchen.
I don't like cleaning up.
Oh, then fuck off. We going without a meal here.
So, all right, today's episode, we're going to talk about some rap diss tracks, rap beef over the past few years. And what brought this up is that there's a ongoing feud right now, hot in the streets, with Pusha T and Jim Jones.
I'm still confused on how.
So, I'll give you the backstory real quick. So, recently, you know, the list of Billboard's top 50 MCs came out.
Yeah, we covered that.
Right. Pusha T was on the list. Jim Jones was not. So they in some interview that's been floating around, several interviews Jim Jones has been doing. He said, I don't know if they asked him. They might have asked him who would be in his top 50. But he went ahead and segued into Push would not be in his top 50. And he gave reasons as to why. He said, nobody wants to dress like him, nobody wants to be like him, nobody was popping, nobody was dancing to his songs in the club. We don't know if he really did those things he said. He also says that, he's a great lyricist, he's a great rapper, but who wants to really emulate him, as a rapper? So that
Ain't the same thing we said about Jim Jones?
This is very true. I think if we're going to not have a bias here, Jim has had his success of some club records.
I can only think of the one.
Fly
High.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, and I say that's probably his most famous mainstream record. But yeah, as far as and he feels though that he has set some trends as far as fashion goes, I guess, and he seems to be a very fly guy.
Wasn't he just wearing t-shirts and jeans, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Probably somebody else. So
I don't recall Jim Jones being the highlight of the fashion industry.
I mean, in the streets he might have been. So Pusha T, of course, caught wind of this. So at the Louis Vuitton fashion show that was hosted by Pharrell, him and his Pusha T and his brother, they walked the runway to a diss song or a song aimed at Jim Jones while they were walking, playing in the background and everything. So he said some tough bars, in the track. I don't know, we can't listen to it on this, right? Because of copyright. Yeah. So one of the lines he said in there that I thought was just the toughest thing, especially in the context of what he said it. He said, "I will close your heaven for the hell of it." I thought that's the hard shit I heard all year.
Okay, you might need to listen to more shit, but it's not a bad line.
Yeah, it's a tough ass line. So, but then Jim Jones came out with his 2-minute diss track aimed at Pusha, and it is decent for Jim Jones.
That's not saying much, though. Given
the type of lyricist or rapper, how you want to categorize Jim Jones is, it wasn't bad. It definitely was he threw a couple of jabs in there, but it wasn't nothing personal per se. It was definitely in the vein of battle rap. He was in his lane. He didn't do too much. He didn't do less. He got in and got out. So we're waiting to hear back from Pusha T. I've heard a diss track floating around like a rebuttal, but what I've heard also is that it was made by AI. So it really wasn't his pen.
Right.
That did it.
Yeah.
So it was cool when I heard it. I was like, oh shit. But then somebody told me no, it's AI. I'm like, oh, okay. So I won't count that until I actually officially hear it from Pusha.
Right, because does Pusha, I guess the question I have is, does he need to come out with a rebuttal? Did Jim Jones' diss track warrant a response?
I think in the sport of it, yes. But
We're not talking about the sport of it though.
nah, I would.
Did his diss track come with them hard hitting bars that may say, "Oh yeah, I gotta respond to this"?
No, not at all. I think if anything, Pusha's going to give him a few lines here and there, but not. I don't think he's gonna like. I don't think it's gonna want a soul song dedicated to him.
Right.
Now I don't know how much. I don't know. You remember when Pusha T went at Drake a couple years ago?
Yeah, I do recall. We covered that too.
Yeah. So people are anticipating him to go that route where he pretty much murder Aubrey.
I mean, does he have that level of information on Jim Jones? He can talk about his illegitimate child that he got stolen away.
I don't know. What are you gonna come up with nowadays? Like, I think that that's still crazy that Push was able to get that information, but he said he got it from a woman who was dealing with Drake's producer. He got all that tea from the producer, from the woman that was dealing with the producer and everything. So, I mean, who knows what he'll come up with? I think before the end of this month we're gonna hear something because he got a project coming out soon. So I feel like we're gonna hear something regardless. Like I said, maybe there's a few lines here and there.
I don't feel like Jim Jones warrants a response.
I get where you're coming from, but I feel like Jim Jones kind of he opened the door to this because like I get where he's coming from as far as like him saying he's giving his opinion on like the top 50 MCs and saying that for him, Push would not be in his top 50 given his impact or what he thinks his impact on hip hop is. I get that part of it.
I mean, that could be said about a number of people that won't want to.
Absolutely, but I think when you come at somebody like Pusha, you gonna want some smoke.
Jim Jones trying to revitalize his career or something.
Well, I feel like nowadays some rappers they tend to do stuff, say stuff to generate the buzz, to get the streams up and things like that. So, but with that being said, we're gonna take this time to go ahead and go over a few notable rap beefs that's happened, some diss tracks and things like that. Like what are our favorites? And I guess which ones stand out over the test of time. So how far back you want to go in your Rolodex of hip hop?
I mean, we ain't trying to be here all day. There's been some notable beefs. I guess we can start with the biggest one and then move up from there.
Okay, so what's the biggest one to you?
The biggest one to me would be the one that had the biggest impact on hip hop, which was the Biggie Tupac beef.
Okay.
And they had quite a couple of songs that came out, of that era, like Who Shot Ya, and then Tupac hit the rebuttal with I fucked your bitch, and and it all culminated with both of them getting killed. So yeah.
And y'all hadn't learned your lesson.
Right. What is it? The drill rappers of the day who have the beef where they essentially talk about the crimes they commit on the other person. So we can start with like the biggest one and then we can work our way up. That's as far back as we can go.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So how were you? Well, it's 2 years between us. So you were what? 10? I mean, I was 10. You were probably 12.
Yeah.
So yeah, because when Biggie died, I was like, oh shit, because Pac died first, right?
Yeah, Pac died first.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, and then Biggie died. I was like, oh shit, like it's real. Because I just seen you just seen his videos and things like that, and the album was just about to come out. So
right, yeah. I mean, they had a beef that encompassed the entirety of the coast versus the coast.
Yeah, I still don't get how that's. I watched. We watched playing documentaries and it's documenting and everything, but the wage war on these different regions, like what?
Right. To the point where East Coast rapper can't go to the West Coast without somebody trying to beat the fuck out of them, and vice versa. So yeah, that was a real weird situation, but.
So, which one do you think is a better song? Who Shot Ya or Hit 'Em Up?
Oh, I would give it to Biggie. As far as I always prefer Biggie as a lyricist more so than Tupac. Because granted, I mean, they both had, some hard hitting bars, but I always felt like Biggie was the better lyricist.
I agree with you there. I didn't listen to a whole lot of Tupac growing up, like except for like the notable singles and stuff. And I need to, as an adult, I definitely need to listen to some of his more of the bodies of his work. But yeah, Biggie up there is one of my favorite lyricists. So, and then to know the history of Who Shot Ya or the making of it, that was a very badly timely placed
exactly,
song.
Exactly.
And was going around circumstantial.
Right. But technically, it wasn't even about him, but it became about him.
Do you know what the song was about though? Who Shot You?
I can't even remember.
It's about LL.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So
right.
I saw recently that the beat when Biggie came into the session when the beat was being played, LL was in there and he was like, "You writing anything to that?" He's like, "Nah." He might have been, but he didn't have nothing together at that point. And I guess and LL at that point in time was probably top 5 or
he
really
was one of the biggest.
Yeah, biggest rap stars out in that time. So he was throwing some shots to him in the song and everything like that. Because then if you go maybe like a year later or maybe the same year, LL came out with "I Shot You." So I don't know if many people caught that over the years or not. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool little hip hop history right there.
Yeah. But then it just sort of transformed to become about.
Yeah.
Because once that beef really picked up.
Yeah, because I mean, you gotta come out with a song though. When Tupac said, "What do you say? Fuck your clique
And the sex you claim."
Fat motherfucker, I fucked your wife." Something he said, but it's a whole lot of just derogatory, unfriendly stuff he was saying.
Oh yeah, definitely unfriendly.
So, but yeah, that's definitely up there. And do you think they would? Do you think if they were still alive, like how would have ended or carried on?
I mean, it would have definitely ended because eventually these things end. I mean, I think the problem with at least that era in hip hop was the fact that it was mostly being done. Said the records were mostly being made by people who were drug dealers and killers.
Right.
So when you are at that point in time where you have a beef with somebody, it was that whole "we gonna take it to the streets." Oh, you saying shit about me? We gonna take it to the streets, or there's gonna be somebody who I know who want to take it to the streets for me.
I think, like you said, yeah, it would have ended somewhere, some form. I don't think it would have. Well, I mean, I can't say it wouldn't have. I think it ended how it unfortunately was supposed to end.
I'm not gonna say it ended how it was supposed to end. It ended how it ended, but again, we've seen plenty of beefs up until this point in time that don't end that way.
This is true. So, be careful the sets you claim, I guess, and the camps you represent. Yeah. So, all right, Biggie and Tupac being the biggest, because that's still being talked about to this day. That's
right.
Like what, 30 years, almost 30 years later. Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting close to that.
Yeah. So I think the next one, as far as biggest beef go, diss tracks really is Jay-Z's Takeover and Nas's Ether.
Yeah.
So where were you at in that point in time in your life when those two tracks dropped?
I mean, me not being the biggest fan of Jay-Z, I was like, oh, that was decent. But when Ether came, god damn. Nas went in on that man. It's like, I don't even think, as far as like a hard as diss track, I am remiss to find any diss track that goes as hard as that, especially with somebody who is as lyrical as Nas, that goes as hard on somebody as he did on Jay-Z and Ether. Yeah.
It's definitely like, depending on who you ask, it's going to be one or two as far as the diss track goes.
Right.
I can remember, I think I had the bootleg version of the Blueprint. And I listened to it and I heard the take, I was like, oh shoot, like, what's going on? Where's Summer Jam at? How I get a Summer Jam? What do you put on Summer Jam? And then I remember reading more stuff in like Double XL on the Source and stuff. I can remember when Stillmatic came out and I was in high school and this kid brought the CD in and he played it during the period and we all gathered around to listen to it. And that was like a moment of like, oh shit, like, cause I think it was being teased on the radio, like they're gonna drop it. Like, I remember like in the morning, if you listen to like the 92Q, they said we got some new music coming out in the afternoon or for the 5 o'clock rush hour, things like that. But we listened to that like maybe like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon from the straight CD itself. And that blew my mind.
Right. And the fact that for the entirety of the album, it was not subliminal. From the very moment that it started to go, fuck Jay-Z, there was no subliminal messaging there. It wasn't, you had to know some things to know who you was talking about. He told you exactly who he was talking about.
Exactly. He was straight at him. There's nothing subliminal about it. It was very live and direct. It was just, it's got to be number one. It should be number one because I think for as big as Jay-Z is, and to go at him. And it's like you got a chink in that man's armor now.
Right, yeah.
It's definitely up there. It's one. But this is where people kill me with, like, as far as the debate, what song is better? People say, well, you can't play Ether in the club no more. Ether was never a club song.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be a club song.
You know, now Jay-Z take over. I mean, you can play it in the club. I mean, I don't know what kind of sponsorship you gonna get in a club setting nowadays. But you can't play Ether in the club. Like, you never could. I don't think you could play it back then.
Yeah, I mean, it was never meant to be a club song. It wasn't meant to be a song. It was meant to be exactly what it was. A diss track.
Right. I mean, what kind of party? How you think the party gonna turn out? You start playing diss records.
Right.
Everybody getting shot.
So it was meant to be exactly what it was.
So so we agree Ether was the better record.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So in Nas's latest album, he throws a little joke in there talking about how him and Jay-Z joke about their battle now. So two grown men, you know.
Yeah. I mean, at this point,
I don't know but can you hold a beef for 20 years? Did you got beef with anybody 20 years ago?
yes.
You petty.
But they owe me money. So I have the right to be petty.
All right, yeah, you got it right. You got it right. Well, speaking of petty beasts, the next one on my list is 50 Cent and Jarron.
That one was always weird to me. Only because the shit that 50 Cent went at Ja Rule on, he eventually went and started doing.
Yeah.
Like making the music for the women. It was just a good financial move. he shat on that man hard on it.
Yeah, you look, you can't be doing, I can't do the same thing you doing if you doing no better than me. Or doing just as good. So I got a nitpick at it.
So yeah, he shat on that man hard about that. Yeah. And granted, the background that Ja Rule was portraying was not the background that he grew up in. First and foremost. Right. So, you know, that's always a party foul right there.
And that's something that always been like a staple in hip hop for us. Like if you rap about, you need to be about in a sense. Or it needs to be some kind of disclaimer that this is not something I've done, this is something I witnessed. But over time people embody these personas.
Right.
You know, and it becomes their personality when it actually probably isn't. So, but I think it's safe to say, though, that to a certain extent, 50 Cent took it down the whole label.
Well, I mean, he wasn't the only one that was a part of that one.
No, he had backup.
Right.
His backup was some of the most powerful influential people.
Yeah, because, you know, you had Eminem come in with nails in the coffin.
And Dr. Dre.
Right.
I don't think Dr. Dre necessarily made a diss track, but I think it just like...
No, he did. He had a diss track. It was on Obi Trice's album.
I forgot about that. Yeah, but 50 came. He had mixtapes. He had songs. And if you listen to mixtapes back then, I know you're not a fan of 50. But throughout the mixtapes, he would say, "Fuck you, Jai. Fuck Irv Gotti. Fuck Birdie. Y'all some pussies." I ain't never heard somebody call somebody a pussy so much in my life. It was crazy. Like they was going. Like it was real personal.
Oh yeah, definitely. Again, and that was because Ja Rule made it personal.
Yeah,
because he started saying shit about Eminem's daughter. So he made it personal.
Oh yeah, I mean when Ja Rule came at M, it was definitely a rap because like you a fly to a giant. So and then over time like it's just like they still like little bickering things being said. Like a couple of years ago, 50 Cent had brought like 4 or 5 rows of one of Ja Rule's shows. He brought all the tickets to the 4 or 5 rows, and so when you go to the show, it's empty.
Empty rows. That's petty shit right there. I can get down with that.
You go to the show. You look at the ticket sales like, okay, we sold out. Get to the show. Where everybody at?
I can seriously get down with that. I mean, when you have so much expendable cash that you can just be petty like that, go ahead and do it.
I can't wait to give me an enemy. I get enough money. I'm just gonna buy something and like just do something to like make sure they fuck their mind up with it. But yeah, there's a beef that is still ongoing to the test of time. I don't know if they'll ever reconcile. At this point, I don't want them to.
I mean, at this point, I think it's not even like seriously a beef for like 50 Cent because he's grown way past that.
Yeah.
His stardom has exploded well beyond Ja Rule's could ever hope to reach at this point. So if he's just doing it just to be petty, it's because he's just doing it to be petty because apparently that's just the type of person 50 Cent is.
Petty Cent. Because what I say, like he took down the label in a sense. Also, they got hit with that Fed case. Murder Inc. did. So that derailed them because they were hot at one point. They were They one of the hottest labels out. And it's just the timing of everything. The Fed case, 50s beef.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that, I mean, they ain't have anything to do with the beef. They just said a lot of shady business practices.
So if you're listening, kids, don't affiliate yourself with drug dealers because they will assume y'all are together in cahoots with some other business.
Oh, yeah. You call yourself Murder Inc. You're asking for trouble.
Yeah. So, and I think it's one thing we've gotten away from hip hop in a good sense is the affiliation with so much gangster.
Well, no, it's still there. That's what the whole drill rap scene.
Yeah, no. I'm saying as far as like labels go, like for like Murder Inc.
I mean, as far as the labels.
Yeah, like that part of it, we gotten away from now. Drill, you definitely think they got the culture in the chokehold right now because these kids are looking at it like that's the way I'm gonna get on. If I talk about I'm gonna kill my op, and then something happens to the op, then the ops come looking for you, and it's just a turmoil. It's a continuous turmoil here of death.
So you would know more about it than I do. I just know the name. I don't know any of the players. All I know is they all sound exactly the fucking same.
No, that's where it stops for me because like I can't get into it too much because it's a very repetitive sound. And then when I listen to it, I feel like I want to hurt somebody.
All right, we're getting on topic.
So
back to beefs.
So what other diss tracks or lines had stick out to you over the years?
Well, one diss track that has really stuck out to me is, and not going back to like the Ether and the Who Shot Yous, but which is fairly recent, which is Eminem, his beef with MGK, and he did the song Kill Shot.
Okay.
Never before have I heard a diss track where the entire diss track is him picking apart. Because MGK did a diss song, and Eminem in his response picked apart every damn line the man said. He addressed every damn line.
Because Eminem got nothing but time. Right. You talking about somebody being petty.
So I've never seen a diss track where they took your original diss track against them, and then they responded to every single line you said. Not one thing that MGK said in his diss track did not get addressed in Eminem's response. And I was like, that is some ridiculous shit. And then it was just Eminem just riding the beat and then going, and he had some tough ass lines. It said, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed. I said, God damn, this motherfucker just goes in.
Say that line again.
Said, Kells, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed.
Damn, we gotta break that down. You think Diddy did that?
Well, no, we know he didn't do it, but the fact that
but he said it with such validity.
Yeah, right. But the fact that he said that is how sure I am that you will never get a hit because Diddy is never gonna come out and say he took the hit out on Pac.
That's a tough ass line.
Right, yeah, and he got tons of ball. He responds to every goddamn thing.
That's the one person, if I was a rapper, I would be like, I'm not gonna rub that man the wrong way about nothing.
And and a lot of rappers say that shit. It's like the one person they don't want to have a diss beef with is Eminem.
That's like I'm waiting to see if Eminem will respond to Game because I think it was either a year or two ago. Game said that he would go against Eminem in a versus battle and he would wash him. And I'm like,
I don't know now.
I mean,
and apparently Game put out like a 9-minute diss track for him.
I got through 2 minutes. I cut it off. It's 7 minutes. I think it's 7 minutes. But either way, if I want to listen to a TED Talk, I listen to a TED Talk. But
so yeah, for me that is one of because it's far more recent and it's the first time I've seen an MC just pick apart every line that the person he battling has said. Every last line.
Yeah, I think that the two that come to my mind, we talked about it earlier, was Pusha T talking to Drake.
Yeah.
So, like, because like he threw a couple of lines at him and on an album called Daytona in 2018, and then Drake came out with a song and it was cool, like it was nothing like
right.
But then when he came out with the story of Adonis on the OJ beat from Jay-Z, and he just went in on him, and it was like, God damn, it's like when he listened to it, it's like he really told some shit.
Yeah, that's because the first time I heard it was on this podcast, and I was like, this man just dropping his business out in the streets. Why don't you take care of that kid, Aubrey? That's beyond fucking petty.
That's digging your grave, like.
So that's some beyond petty shit,
right? And over, if you listen to Drake's music, I know you don't like that, or at all. There's anticipation of will he respond to Pusha, and there's some lines that you maybe that may be him, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, and even Pusha came out and said that there's one song that came out I think last year sometime, and he's like it could be towards me, but it sounds old. And he's like, if I'm still in his mind, great, I won. But I'm not thinking about him no more at this point. So
right. And yeah, I guess at that point, after you reveal somebody got a secret child that they're not taking care of, right? Like, there's not really much you can come back on that.
Exactly what you, because like Drake at one point said that he had made a record. I think he still has the record, but he said it was so out of his character that he didn't want to put it out. So it is like, I think for the sport of it, you want to hear it in a sense, but also I can understand that he already has this cloud over him of being, of not being this so tough guy. So why even emulate that?
Right. I mean, because everybody knows Drake's origins.
Right. So Degrassi, Canada.
Yeah. From pretty affluent suburb in Canada.
Yeah. So, and I say you can't have rough times in Canada, but
yeah, I mean you can, but not when you're from a pretty well-off suburb in Canada.
Right. Exactly. So, but yeah, that's one that comes to my mind, and then the one I think of right now in the moment is T.I. going a little flip.
That was dumb.
Very dumb. Matter of fact, any of T.I.'s beefs are very silly. Because that was a back and forth that had the streets buzzing.
Was it buzzing? I guess it was for that time frame, yeah.
It was buzzing. Because then apparently, it got to the point where he went to Lil Flip's hood and jumped out of a Hummer and was trying to fight either him or somebody's entourage, things like that. It got real hectic out there in the streets.
Oh, okay.
So, and also too, T.I. made this song called What's Happening. That was aimed at Shorty Low. But he went to Shorty Low hood and recorded the whole video. Talking shit about him in the video. And he didn't use like no silly person, like kind of gimmick, him and nothing, like mimic him or anything like that. He was in his hood, talking shit about him, showing it what it is, what it ain't. So that was a weird time too. To go on somebody's hood.
I mean, the fact like Little Flip was never really anybody.
I see, but I don't, because he was hot at one point, but then something derailed his career. I don't think it was that soul beef with T.I.
Oh no. I mean,
something else happened.
His career was never super huge, but then he got sued. I believe
but was it Namco?
Yeah, Namco band, because he used a bunch of their samples from their games.
Yeah.
In his flip game over.
Yeah, the little
Yeah, he used a bunch of samples from their video games illegally, and that cost him a shit ton of money.
Right. So kids, you listening? Stop sampling stuff while getting clearance.
Yeah, copyright's a bitch.
So, you got no one on top of your head you can think of like a beef?
No, I mean, the ones that we mentioned were the biggest ones for me. Well, I mean, unless you're going to go, it wasn't a huge beef, but they did have a couple of good songs from LL Cool J versus Cannabis.
Oh, yeah.
So LL did put out a couple of good songs shitting on Cannabis. And Cannabis, his career never really recovered from his beef with LL and then his beef with Eminem.
Can I piss?
Cannabis. But yeah, so and that was another one, only because like because they were on the song together and LL addressed some stuff on the same song that they were on together.
Yeah, LO recently said, he was bugging when he dissed cannabis.
Oh, really?
Because he said when they were doing the song, was it 4-3-2-1?
Yeah.
And they would talk like Canvas was telling him about his verse and everything, and talking about the mic on the tattoo mic on LO's arm, and LO kind of took it like, "What you? Why you talking about that? Like, what made you want to bring that up in a sense?" So he just took it the wrong way. But Canvas actually I was like paying homage to him, and he's like, "Let me snatch that mic off your arm." He's paying homage to him, but LO took it the wrong way.
Right, yeah.
Went back, rewrote his verse, and said, "You want to snatch that? You want to idolize?" And it's like it got real ugly in that video.
Yeah.
So
he had a couple of some bars off of that. Again, he just was just misinterpreting things.
It's that old man syndrome.
Right.
Get off my lawn.
Coming to my house. What you bullshit?
So let me ask you this: Is there anybody you want to see go up against each other right now, or is there anybody that you absolutely fear? Would fear as an MC? Two-part question.
Fear is an MC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have any reason to fear anybody as an MC. I don't particularly care. But are there any people that I want to see go up against each other? I mean, for me, I would want to see people who go up against each other who are very lyrical.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to, and I'm gonna just go way off the cuff here, just because I would want to see Common versus Mos Def, because that would be a very interesting thing. Because Common got bars for days, and when he went at a couple of rappers who
Ice Cube,
straight up doubted him because of the type of music that soulful, thoughtful music he was making. So yeah, I want to see him go up against somebody who definitely has that same type of vibe and grittiness. So yeah, like a Common versus Mos Def. Granted, I like them both, and they don't really need to beef. They got nothing to beef about. But it'd be nice to see.
Yaslin Baby chilling. Yaslin Baby chilling.
Right, and Common doing movies and TV shows right now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, as a nice exchange, that'd be interesting. I like that one.
Yeah, I would definitely love to see that.
That's a good one. Let's see. I think that the conversation has been between J. Cole and Kendrick. It's for like 1 and 2, but I don't know. J. Cole and somebody. Maybe them trading a few bars here and there. I'm gonna go on a limb like you just did. I'm gonna say Wale and Big Sean.
Okay, I mean, I'm not a huge Big Sean fan. I'm not a huge Wale fan, but I'm more of a Wale fan than I'm a Big Sean fan.
We got these disclaimers here. But yeah, as far as like lyrical ability and everything, right, and like flows, I think that'd be something just like, I don't want y'all to beef, but like as far as a back and forth go, I would be scared of just like seeing where like that would go. Like I don't think they would like dig up nothing like on a Pusha T level.
Oh yeah.
But like just like the woodiness of it, I think that'd be the woodiness of it. I think that'd be something to see. Cause like I don't listen to Wale's music over so many years. I don't think he's directed anything to anybody.
Not really.
But J. Cole did have a verse to Wale, because like they have a very good friendship outside of rap. And he directed the verse. I'll let you hear it after this. He directed the verse to him, but it wasn't a diss though. It was more like a friend telling a friend, like, don't worry about the small shit.
Right.
But it's coming from a place of love and everything. But a lot of people took it as, he dissed them. In a sense, I think he did call him out to a certain extent, but it wasn't malicious.
Right.
And then Wale did respond to it, but not in a man, fuck you, that type of style of it. He just, threw some balls his way, and that was that. And they still maintain a friendship. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Wale, Big Sean, yeah, I would see them. I want to see them maybe spar. So, I guess we went with the topics for this episode, right?
Yep, everything's covered.
So, all right, well, y'all go enjoy your cookout on the 4th of July. And remember, Juneteenth is way more important. Is it? Should be.
It would definitely kind of depend on your race there.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think many white folks, Juneteenth would be that important to them. Because most of them are already free. Well, that's the show.
Take down the infrastructure.
Fuck the man. And why would you take down the infrastructure?
I don't know.
You need that to get around.
Oh, I don't know. I know what to say. Fight the power.
You should have said down with the man.
Down with the man. Yeah.
It's too late now.
Oh, okay. You get it out.
All right, that's the show. And as always, you can check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And check out our Fat Adventures and I Hate the Internet. And get off our lawn. Peace.
Peace out.